brand new banger.
It's Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm bar, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo. What's going on, everybody? It's fucking Tuesday night, and you know what that means? It's Knucklehead Comics. We in the building. We got it right this time, Pat.
Yeah, it's about time.
It looked like you were about to say a different day, and I was like, "Oh, what day is it? What day is it? Oh,
It's-
Tuesday.
It's Natter Day.
It's whatever
It
the
is-
fuck day we want it to be." What's up?
Word. That's how you fucking do it in the streets.
I'm surprised your intros don't go like this. Yo, what's up, everybody? You know what fucking day it is. You know what podcast it is. It's the Knuckleheads. We in the building. That's
Soon.
the way it cuts out all your fucking thinking.
Soon.
That's gonna be the point where it's just like, fuck it, we on, you watching.
Word.
Oh,
Yo.
we are on every fucking day, so it's like,
Yo, that
This
seems
is-
like our fucking tagline. You know how like the WWE used to have what the world is watching. Now it's just a we on, you watching.
basically, yeah,
You know we here, motherfucker.
basically, we in the building. But
Shit. But yeah, man. Yo, today we are reacting to the Crow trailer. We are talking about our anticipations of the Xmen 97. There were some trailers that were released, some Star Wars ones, some other ones.
Star Wars for cabs, you know.
Yeah, and we, and there's also some plenty of shit to talk about. Blade lost another actor.
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, how?
Yo, at this point, what Marvel should do is tell Mahershala Ali, yo, we tried. You can go do whatever you want. You're out of your contract.
You are following.
And in the time slot or in the release date, just show the original Blade again. Just re-release the original Blade.
And just make it canon. Just give us a post-credit deleted scene, or not deleted, but new post-credit scene that somehow connects Blade to the MCU. That's it. Just add something into it. Where's Wesley Snipes when you need him? And just that's it. Just get Wesley to do Blade again. That's it.
Yo, all I'm saying is the Blade movie is a dumb motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill. That's what it's looking like right now. Because there's always a problem. There's always a setback. Like, yo, at this point, if you don't know what to write or the shit that you write ain't good, we need to go back into the fucking pyramids in which the slaves created hundreds of millions of years ago and look into the archives of the comics of which is called Blade, in which this character is inspired by, and pick a fucking story that they told and put that into a movie.
Yo, just do it. Just fucking do it verbatim now.
Right?
If you can't write it, just have it already written.
How hard is it to write a story, to write a movie about a story that has been told already?
All you gotta do is legit just get the comic and be like, okay, page 1, do it. Page 2, do it. That's it. Just
well,
get Robert Downey Jr. in this.
1, Blade, male. 2, Blade, black. Then you go on from there.
There you go. 2-step process. Male, black. Just like Ray likes to say, we don't need a woman in this.
Cap, if you missed it, since me deciding to on one episode say Happy International Women's Day, Toe has apparently made it very prevalent to just say I've said some very crazy things. I have said none of this, by the way. The only thing I said on here once was Happy International Women's Day. That was it.
What was wrong with that?
Apparently everything to Toe.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. He wants to call you nice. He wants to have an International Women's Day on my fucking show on a day like that. And then go off on him. He went off on him.
I did not. I did no such thing. You went off on him.
On some, I thank everybody, all of y'all for being in the kitchen cooking food. You know, I thank all of y'all that wanted to stay home and not work and all that other shit.
Nah, fuck that. There ain't enough money to be made. You better be working.
Ray's like, he wants 3 of his women to stay home at least. One got to cook, one got to clean, and one got to do the laundry.
Nah,
saying.
We all know I'm out of the game, but if I was in the game, I'd switch up the dynamic. She can go to work in an office. I'll do the OnlyFans.
Shit. It's getting to that point.
Everybody tells me I got nice eyes. I just saw pictures of my eyes all day.
That's it.
I'll see, but if they use nice, it's okay. But if I use the word nice, it's a problem.
Because he's talking about his eyes, his feature, not about the person.
I feel like, again, that shouldn't be an issue.
First off, the word nice is offensive to nice people. Okay?
Word.
Only nice people can say that to each other.
Oh, I'm not nice.
Apparently not. You slandering women on International Women's Day. People want to put you through tables.
Yeah. Don't take care of none of your kids.
Wow.
That's not true. I saw him the other day pat one of his kids on the head.
Yeah, because you know what he said? He said, go tell your mother I'm hungry.
Oh, shit.
Comics should make the movies and not movies make the comics. Word. Damn. See, that's racist, right? Even Loki's saying
How is that racist? What did I say that was racist?
The N-word, bro.
Word.
Wow.
You are a father now.
Jesus.
And now you're going after Jesus.
You see? Jesus wasn't a father. I'm just saying, he was wed by a newlywed mother.
What?
Yeah, see? The book has spoken. The movie has been written. Blade.
We're
That's
gonna
what's wrong with Blade.
we're gonna move on here because
Listen, man.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know what's going. It's gonna be the point where Mahershala Ali's the only one left working for Marvel. Not just in the Blade franchise, just in Marvel in general. He's gonna be sitting there at the meetings like, is anybody else coming? Nah, we forgot to tell you that you're no longer required to be here. You know, we closed down Marvel 20 years ago.
It's like, hey, we forgot. Like that's it. I'm sorry. Superman's not here. That's it. It's
Word. And you know, in the immortal words of Lay, the reason why this movie's fucking having all this bad luck is because he did that cameo in Eternals. He said that movie was so ass that it ruined Blade.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know that was Blade.
Me neither.
Speaking until I went and watched one of those Easter egg videos.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the fuck was that talking.
Me neither. And then, which I don't understand, isn't that Blade the Blade that the God Killer was using? The God Butcher?
There's some mix ups going because that should have been the Ebony Blade, which is something that was passed down through his family. But then there's the blade that the God Butcher has. Then there's another blade that can kill Wolverine and negate healing factor. Then there's another blade that's part of the fucking symbiote shit. And one of them killed the fucking one of them beheaded an Eternal. Or not the Eternal, the Celestial, and that's why Nowhere is just a head floating out in space. Like, it's a whole bunch of different shit. Just like the Tesseract and the cube, the cosmic cube, are technically two different things in the comics. None of which are fucking Infinity Stones.
But they made it work.
Movies, they're all one and the same, and none of the other.
And then they made it work, and they said, "Listen, Blade's coming out soon, so we need to be able to change everything." He's not going to be half vampire anymore. He's going to be half zombie, from what I understand.
He's going to be half Shih Tzu. The only thing that's good about Blade is that it's not coming out until
they write it
30-45. I mean, at this point, they're gonna make a movie about the hand in the ocean before Blade comes out.
Yeah.
At this point, we're gonna get an explanation of what the hand was doing there.
We're gonna Marvel's the hand. I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna do a movie about not the Daredevil hand, the hand. All right.
It's gonna be like, we're getting a movie about everything else. They're gonna make a movie just about Icarus before we get this fucking Blade show.
And he's gonna be in the sun eating shit.
Dude, they're gonna make Marvel's Blade Smith, and it's just about some dude who sits in a forge and makes magical fucking swords for everybody.
It's the prequel to Endgame where the dwarf is making the fucking weapons and shit.
Loosely based on Forged in Fire, that TV show.
But so another thing came out, or we saw today, this week, that the Ninja Turtles were actually based off of Daredevil. The same chemical reaction that hit Daredevil went into the sewers and hit the Turtles. They were saying like the guy who wrote the Ninja Turtles was inspired by Daredevil.
Dude, that has been a connection that has been fan made for years. Because think about it. They each get hit with the ooze, and now they're masters of fucking martial arts.
Well, according to the latest Ninja Turtle movie, they are masters of Taibo.
Which is hilarious, because in real life, you'll get your ass whooped with Taibo.
Yeah. Because by the time you try to...
Yeah, because nobody's sitting here throwing fucking...
But if you let one of them Taibo artists catch you in them niches, they're getting you for at least 15 before they get out of breath. Like before they rotate, they go after the other knee. You get about 15 knees to the face.
Yeah, I tell you right now, I'm not the world's greatest fighter, but if I lose to a fucking Taibo person, take me out like old Yella in the back of the shed.
Imagine. It's like, how bad do you have to be of a fighter to fucking wait, switch knees. It's
You
like,
just got somebody in the background. You can do it. Let's go. Keep it moving. 3 more.
it's like, get the fuck up. What kind of shit is that?
Shit.
Yo, that's
You sitting there getting fucked up. You just hear 2 more minutes. Come on, and you're like, all right, I'll get him in the next round. Fuck.
yo, Toe. That's it. That's how I'm gonna fight mom. I'm gonna pull out some Taibo.
That's it. Get some Taibo knees in that motherfucker.
Yo,
He ain't gonna be able to stop.
Ray, if you ever have a wrestling match, you got to do that spot where you get him in the corner or something, and you just yell out, "Time for Taibo," and you just do Taibo knees.
Yo, that's what you do.
That's it.
I'll be your manager. I'll hand you the fucking the headband. Boom! You put the headband on Taibo time, baby. Walk. Here you go. Just fucking
There you go. See?
Let's go. And you take it off.
Then you both synchronize as you just look at the crowd and you yell, "Billy Blanks!"
That's it. That's how I'm gonna beat Dan off, Toe. We got it.
That's
We
it.
cracked the code.
Secret sauce. He's not gonna be ready for that.
Nope.
He ain't ready for that shit.
I'm not ready for it, but fuck it. We gonna try.
Word.
Knees.
All you gotta do is feel it. If Bernie Mac ain't teach us nothing, you gotta feel it.
Facts.
But yeah, I mean, that would be kind of dope though. The Ninja Turtles and Daredevil.
I would love for them to acknowledge it. That would be great.
But it's never gonna happen because Ninja Turtles is already crossed over with Batman, and they're in that universe.
So is Scooby Doo. But
yeah, Scooby Doo is quite literally owned by Warner Brothers.
See?
So
but that doesn't stop a dog from being in Marvel.
Well, it does, because remember, we're all about flirkins here.
They're the cats.
Yeah, because Lord knows, 20 minutes of wrangling cats and having them eat half the crew for safety. Because I don't know if you know, I mean, any biologist of alien DNA would tell you that if a cat consumes you, there's clearly no fucking acid or anything to dissolve what they're eating inside their body. So they must gain nutrition some other way.
It brings you to another dimension.
Yeah.
And in that other dimension, they give you value for what you put in it.
Oh,
and the cat, and they're like, these people ain't for sale.
Is it the same dimension that that Scott Summers' eyes opens to?
Yes. That's they almost confirmed that in the. It's almost Agatha.
So that, speaking of X-Men, so that's how Scott has the optic beams. Is the cats consume so much shit in that universe that when he opens his eyes, it's pushing out the fucking energy.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
And now we just fixed Cyclops for Lay. Now Lay can.
Speaking of, I always wondered how he's not physically blind. Because if he opens up his eyes and beams come out, but you stop it with glasses, how's he still able to see through the beams coming out of his eyes?
Because the beams are no longer coming out, no?
The glasses diffuse what's coming out. So it's almost like hit and it disperses. So you get that moment where you can, I believe that's how that works.
But if there's a nonstop ray of beam coming out of his eye, wouldn't it push the glasses out, or wouldn't it constantly just disperse? And then where does the extra beam go? Back in his eyes?
Dude. Motherfucking one mutant ability is some dude can literally grow maggots out of his hands. None of this shit makes any sense.
The power of the glasses, Toe. Just the
Your
power
main-
of the glass.
How the fuck did Wolverine get his mutation? Is he can heal and he has animalistic fucking instincts? He's got heightened senses of smell and sight and hearing. How the fuck did you mutate to two different things?
Well, because
Those
he
are
has to
massive
heal
different
from when the bone claws come out. And everyone knows that a Wolverine can heal once he eats a lizard.
That's not true.
A Wolverine eats a gecko, he can heal.
That's all it takes is a gecko.
Yeah, that's it.
No, if a Wolverine eats a gecko, he saves on his car insurance.
At least 10%. Just bundling.
Yeah, if we really start to break down these powers, it's like I should kind of. How does that work exactly? Like,
I don't know. But that was just a question I always had. I thought there was some scientific shit going on other than, well, I'm going to bullshit you for 5 minutes. And hopefully by then you don't give a shit
The
about the
scientific answer is his glasses are specifically made to deal with that so that he can fucking see, and it's not.
Yo, I deal in quantum physics. Okay? I watched Oppenheimer. I'm a fucking expert at this shit now.
did you enjoy Oppenheimer?
No.
Would you have enjoyed it if you double featured it with fucking the Barbie movie?
No. I would have been pissed off at the Barbie movie because that was just a look. They still don't appreciate us women and how we have to be so hard and fuck what men gotta go through because they're men. And then we would have been on some. So this whole movie was about a trial? I thought it was about the bomb. Why do I give a shit about the trial? It wasn't like big news that this guy was a commie. I'm confused. And now I feel like it doesn't mean anything. Appreciate you, Jay Holla. He goes, we are hilarious.
Thank you. We try.
Yeah, I know you don't like what do you call it, looking at trailers and reading spoilers or anything, but this would have been a good case of just watch a couple of trailers and just know that this is based off of the book about Oppenheimer and not the atom bomb that he made, and you probably would have had a better time watching the movie with some expectation of what you were going to see.
Yep.
I actually went in here thinking I was going to see fantastic acting and a fantastic story, and I got people dressed as older people. I don't know how Tony Stark won the award for being a shoe salesman and not a fucking not a superhero.
Because the Academy does not like superhero movies.
Good movies.
Just
That's what it is.
The minute
I don't know about you, but you got to be able to act for me to be convinced that you're Doctor Strange or Tony Stark.
Well, no, yeah, and again, but unfortunately, the Academy just says "fuck you." The minute a Marvel or DC logo is attached, that's it. It's disqualified.
Yeah, because
even if it's the best monologues, it's the best fucking actual screenplay, best fucking just work.
Because it goes to show you that the people who run the Academy Awards and everyone that do shit based off of movies and TV shows don't like movies and TV shows. They genuinely don't like them. That's why the people who do the best jobs don't win the awards. You know what I'm saying? Because Wakanda Forever, Angela Bassett should have won, but she didn't because we don't want acting here. We want stupidity. Because, here's my thing. If a group of superheroes traveling through time to get stones to set everything back in, where it's supposed to be, isn't believable, and there's no way that that's a real movie, then why the fuck am I gonna sit here and go, you know what though? I think a fish man in a fucking toilet bowl can fall in love with a woman. I think that story is more compelling than people saving the genocide of half of the universe. Yeah, that's more believable to me. A fish man in a bathtub. Yep. Write it, print it, give it the award. Everything, anywhere, everywhere. And just follow people in their daily lives. It's like, I understand why you don't give the awards to the Fast and the Furious. You know what I'm saying? But shit,
Which I'm surprised they haven't at least given one of those movies. Like,
right?
It's been how many now? We're at 9?
Because
Nine and a half?
not for nothing, there's 9 movies and not one of them explain how every single person that Dominic Toretto's ever fell in love with has that chain. Like, they all have the fucking cross chain now. It's like it's a cult shit. It's like, you my girl, here goes the chain. Where's he getting this chain from? Is the chain fake, or did he steal a bunch of them when he was in his Robin days? Like, what's going on? Let's explore this a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, how did that chain?
Yeah. That is like more concerning than his son jumping from one car to another. Because gravity and shit doesn't exist there.
No, of course not. Of course not. How could that actually be a thing in this movie? Like,
Word.
come on, man. There's no such thing as gravitational pull. When you have family.
Word.
Family.
Inertia. Anything.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Family.
I don't know about you, but I don't think the door's gonna fling open when you're doing a fucking 360 at 100 miles an hour.
Come on, man. You don't think this guy could actually lift his car with one hand?
That's believable. You know, you ever see a mom stop the car from crashing over their kid because of all the, adrenaline and shit.
No, stopping the car and lifting the car are two different things.
But it's Tuesday, fam.
Fam.
You know? No, but think about it though. It's like he Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon won massive amount of awards because it was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, very well done.
But it's believable that these guys are jumping off of leaves and fighting in the air, fluid motion. But Shang-Chi did the same shit. Oh, it's a stupid movie. What?
Dude, one thing I will say is I'm not trying to defend anything here, but one thing I will say. Endgame doesn't work if you didn't watch 20 years of fucking movies. So, so a story that's just a classic love story and a classic literal fish out of water story where two people who are shunned by society because they're different find love, because that's essentially what's at the center of I forget what the fuck that name of that movie was, but
Way of Water.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. Take out the fishman, and it boils down to that baseline story, that classic story that everybody loves to hear. Versus, hey, this is the culmination of 20 years of shit.
Hold up. Because we had a love story in Wanda and Vision. We had survivor's guilt with Thor. We had a reawakening with Rocket.
Yes.
You know, like we had all these stories inside that.
Yes, but here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. In the Shape of Water, you had from beginning to end the entirety of the story. You've seen how it begins. You've seen how it ends. The middle, you see how it ends. You go on the growth with everybody. You said we had the love story with Wanda and Vision. Well, if you didn't watch Civil War, you don't know anything about why that is. We had. I'm not gonna go bullet by bullet. Just basically saying, if you didn't watch previous movies, having those elements within this one movie doesn't hit the same, because you don't. If you have no prior knowledge, you don't grow with the characters. You don't learn with the characters. You don't learn to love the characters. Cap picking up the hammer means absolutely nothing to somebody who doesn't know he tried once and it moved. Like there's that movie specifically, and I'm only talking about that movie specifically, you have to tie in so much outside shit that if you don't know about it, it doesn't work. And my proof of that is the vast amount of fucking videos of people going, hey, I brought my brother, my sister, my cousin to see Endgame. They've never seen a Marvel movie. And every single one of them came up with the same thing. It was all right, but I don't get what half the shit was. I don't know what this means. I don't know what that happened. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have the love of fish, but you love the way of water. No, listen. No, the reason why the reason why most of them don't get it is because they see it as a comic book movie and they don't listen. Because the way that Wanda agonized over having to kill Vision and then watching him die again after he reversed time, you don't need to know that these people were in civil war for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, in all honesty, you watch that shit and the nuances in that shit is strong enough.
All right, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. What did we say after we saw Prisoners?
The
movie with Hugh Jackman, where they kidnapped his kids and he tortured them. What did we say coming out of that movie? We said that movie was fantastic, but it would have hit harder if we were parents. Right? That's what I'm saying. You can go in that movie and that movie would have been fantastic. It could have been fantastic for you, but it hits harder if you have done all the previous work. That's the difference. And again, just specific to that one movie, that's the difference between why Endgame wouldn't have gotten any award nominations and The Shape of Water would have, because The Shape of Water is a self-contained classic story, and Endgame is a reward for 20 years of loyalty. Like Endgame, I guarantee you, they didn't make Endgame for awards. They made Endgame because we've been watching from the beginning. And again, this is our reward. Here, this is what we get for being loyal, for sitting through all the movies. This is for us. Fuck everything else.
I hear you, but I'll counter offer your vision with, I ain't even see that shit in a docket in the movie theater to go watch Everything Everywhere on the way to Jerryland that won the best film. I didn't even see the fucking Fish movie until after they got nominated. And then now they're the best movies in the fucking world. Like Oppenheimer was a big deal because that was one of the movies that came after COVID, all that shit. But then I watched that and I'm like, I'm unimpressed.
Well, so for awards, you only have to be in like wide release for like 2 weeks or something during a certain time period.
So, I mean, that's the thing though. It's like, it's not for people who make the award shows are not for movies.
But see, now movie makers, directors, writers, and actors would argue that Marvel are not movies. They're fluff, and what they make are movies.
And no one watches them.
Yeah, but that's the perspective from them. That's why Martin Scorsese says that Marvel movies are just a theme park ride.
That's like saying Joe Dirt going, whatever Usher does is fluff. I make real music. Because if it wasn't movies, we wouldn't be paying so goddamn much to go watch them.
Well, they're supposed to be, and the last couple of them haven't, but they're supposed to be like events.
But it doesn't matter, because here's the thing. We're gonna break down the movie. Damn, what's his name from Duets? He played the fish in the Way of Water.
That was Doug Liman who did the fish.
Then who the what? He was in the movie though, right?
Are you thinking about Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was in that movie.
I thought he was in it and won the award.
No, not for that.
Oh, wait. I don't think it's The Way of Water. The Way of Water is Avatar.
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Hey, but there's a movie right there. That movie was up for Best Picture and all fucking types of awards.
That wasn't a movie either. Oh, so he wasn't in there. But I mean, someone had to dress up as a fucking fish.
Yeah, dog,
and act as a fish, and someone had to be a woman and act like she loved the fish.
That's
so
the
what's
same
the difference
people
between dressing up like did I just hear a bloop?
I have no idea what you heard.
No, what's the difference between someone dressing up as Drax and being Drax? Like, you're still a character.
Again, we could talk about every other Marvel movie not getting a fucking shot at an award. But specific to Endgame's a culmination of something that is outside of fucking awards consideration or fucking viewpoint. Like,
because they don't like movies.
No, because they were making it for us, not for the Academy. Dude,
you shouldn't be making a movie for the Academy.
The Shape of Water, anything Martin Scorsese does, fucking There Will Be Blood, Everywhere, Everything, All at Once, they're made specific, maybe not that last one, but they're made specifically for the Academy's nomination. The whole purpose of them is to be made to get nominated and go through that whole bit.
So
that has nothing to do with what Endgame was doing. Endgame turned around and was like, "Hey, knuckleheads, you've been with us for 20 years. Here's the best gift I can give you."
So is it? So what you're saying is those movies are made not for moviegoers, but Endgame was.
Yeah, essentially, because those movies are made for the Academy. The only two movies that I can remember that won Best Picture that were not made for the Academy specific, and I don't know every Best Picture winner, so if anybody has another one, you can shout it out. But Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, that won Best Picture. That was not made for the Academy. That was made because Peter Jackson loves Lord of the Rings. And Gladiator. Ridley Scott did not make Gladiator for the Academy. Gladiator was one of the most popular pictures and one of the biggest fucking movie makers that year. And it won. Rarely does Hollywood and the Oscars ever give an award to a movie that wasn't specifically made for them to fucking critique and suss out awards for.
Well, we need our own awards.
But why do you? Here's my question. Why do you even care about an arbitrary award that somebody else put that we have no say in? And again, only goes to movies that have barely come out in a theater just long enough for qualification. Like, who gives a shit?
No, I don't care about it. But now they're just making a big deal. Robert Downey Jr. finally won the award, and he should have been.
Well, that's actually his second one.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, he should have been fucking nominated before. You know what I'm saying? Like, there shouldn't be, like, we're not talking about Miss Marvel. We're not talking about fucking Ant-Man here.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Did he really do anything in the Iron Man movies to get nominated?
In Endgame and fucking Infinity War, he did.
Nah, but not to be nominated.
Yeah, I think all these fucking people did. Shit, dug your fucking heartstrings. Tom Holland dies and shit like that. I'm Iron Man, sacrifice. Like, there's a lot of shit that goes on in that movie that people fucking connect with.
Yeah, but those are just from an Academy standpoint. Just because you had 2 good scenes doesn't mean anything. Your whole run has to
Well,
be.
I'm only
every
naming 2
scene
good
you're in.
scenes. There's a lot of good scenes in the whole movie.
Well, dude, I love Endgame, but I'm
Brazy,
not.
that's on you, Brazy. I don't do ads.
I'm
Yo,
not
listen.
actually fucking. I don't think anybody in there has a start to finish award worthy performance a la Angela Bassett in fucking Wakanda Forever. Like, her entire performance was at another level, not just a scene here and there. But again, in that movie, it didn't have to be. Robert Downey Jr. didn't have to be on 100% of the time because that's not the type of movie we're watching.
I don't know why
Hassan,
Ray leaves, but Hassan, you was with us St. Patrick's Day, so you saw how our St. Patrick's Day went. Appreciate you stopping by.
I don't know about I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, so.
And Jay Holla, my favorite movie is The Last Dragon.
Mine is it's one of 2 movies. It's either Frost Nixon or Brotherhood of the Wolf. It really just depends on the day. But those are my 2 top favorite. Notice how none of them are comic book movies.
Well, isn't Winter Soldier your favorite?
Civil War would be my favorite Marvel movie. Well, yeah, Civil War or Shang-Chi. But they still don't. They're probably 5th on my list of movies. Probably 5th or 6th that after you get through some of the other non-comic book movies.
So what's your favorite comic book movie then? Or your favorite? What's the 4 more? What's the 4 above it?
So Brotherhood of the Wolf, Frost Nixon, Godzilla -1. That's one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. The original Saw 1. That I've said it once. I said it again. That's the movie I would have made had you have given me time to write a script and given me a budget. And then the what the fuck was the other one? I haven't had to think about this in so long. I mean, you could probably start putting the Marvel like comic book movies up there. Although I guarantee there's a movie that I'm not thinking about that once I see it, I'm like, oh no, that'll be up there.
The Crow. Because that's technically a comic book movie.
Yeah, no, the Crow. Although I'm a huge fan of the Crow, it's not up there, or it's not in that realm. Fuck, there's so many movies though that I've watched. We'll go with those 4 that are definite, and then 5 and on. That's when the comic books shit can start creeping in. But I guarantee you, there's another fucking movie that I'm missing. That the minute I think of it, I'm like, oh no, this goes in the 5th spot, and then everything else comes. What about you?
Shit, but I mean, everybody know.
Duh. Fucking Gladiator. Gladiator.
Gladiator, one of you.
The movie that made me want to go to Italy to look at the fucking Colosseum.
Mm.
The whole
Well,
reason that I was all right with being sent to my ship.
Shit, for me, it's Last Dragon, My Cousin Vinny, Rocky 3, Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. No, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Then Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And No Holds Barred.
So that's 7. And there's even the comic book movies don't approach 1, 2, or 3 though.
I mean, because I got a deep connection with The Last Dragon, My Cousin Vinny, and and fucking Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Now, the Last Dragon is a thing all on its own. That's Sandy Koufax. We're gonna put that in a separate category. But now, what makes My Cousin Vinny stand out more than any of the comic book movies? Like, why? What differentiates that for you?
Because that movie goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. And everyone in that movie was judging a book by its cover except for Marissa Tomei and Joe Pesci. The two heavily judged people in there were the only ones that can see the forest between the trees. And they were so worried about doing right, doing the best they can at what they're doing, they weren't fixated on being judged. Like the Ralph Macchio and his boy, they were being judged. City guys, they killed the clerk. They thought these were just fucking, inbred country folk that was just trying to get them on a technicality for stealing fucking tuna fish. No one was doing nothing. And then it turned out to be like, oh shit, you ain't just a fucking city slicker? You know some shit? Maybe, oh, you caught us in our bullshit? Oh, all right. And then Marissa Tomei was a strong woman that knew her shit, but it wasn't one of those things where it's like they shoved it down the face like now. Like, yo, you probably got mud in the tire. You ever heard of mud in the tire? She knows everything there is about cars. The guy looks at Marissa Tomei and Marissa Tomei's like, I never heard about that shit. But then she can tell you everything there is to know about cars. But the dude laughs on some, you don't know shit. But when it came down to her versus a fucking federal agent that was a forensic scientist on automobiles, she outwitted him. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those movies that this shows you there's no limitation on life. With the proper preparation and the proper attitude and confidence in who you are, there's no limitation here.
No. We all know Marissa Tomei won the best supporting actress for that movie. Would you agree that movie deserved an award nomination?
Yeah.
Monologues alone in that movie deserves it.
Okay. The same reason why you hold that movie above any comic book movie that you've named is the same reason why the Academy would hold any movie above any comic book. And regardless of how you feel with the comic book movies, because you could go into Endgame, as you did earlier, and point out the exact same shit that you just said about My Cousin Vinny, and point out the exact same thing of how it made you feel, what lessons it taught you, what it meant, and blah, yada, yada, yada. But even for you, there's something more about that just held it to a higher standard.
That's because I grew up with that movie. Like, Godzilla -1 is a perfect movie. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is almost a perfect movie. And I'm loyal to the movies I grew up on, the movies that shaped me. That's where I hold them.
Yeah.
In regard to position.
And that's why I said for the Academy, when you have, regardless of the fluff around it, when you have a story that's just the classic fucking fish out of water, boy meets girl, blah, 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 the Academy goes for that because those are the tried and true. They grew up on these type of stories.
Yeah. No, they do have that. There's always a similarity with a lot of the winners. There is that story that they look for. There's a lot of little things. What sucks is, I think as much as we can argue that, a lot of the superhero movies have those similar themes to it. But they get the fucking by a thin margin. Oh, this is just that much better, even though it can tell a similar story. Like with Endgame, it has a lot of those same messages. It has a lot of the things that any of these movies we could talk about that are in our top list. Like My Cousin Vinny's is for me, it's one of my favorites too. But even that, you have a lot of themes like that in an Endgame or in a superhero movie in general. But it always sucks when it comes down to, because it has a superhero theme to it, it's viewed as lesser than an actual just normal film.
Well,
there's also a lot more quotable shit in My Cousin Vinny. Like movies like My Cousin Vinny, The Departed, Renaissance Man, fucking Casino, Bronx Tale. They're movies that makes you think, right? And they draw you into the story.
Yep.
Now, when you watch it all over and over again, they draw you into that fucking story, but you get the more nuances. The older you get, the more you understand.
Oh yeah.
The more, the more you're like, oh, like when I was younger, I watched Casino, like De Niro was stupid. You know what I'm saying? He was stupid. But then I watch it like, oh, he wasn't stupid. This girl just fucking is it's the woman that didn't appreciate what he was doing for her and all that other shit. And then you got to see that she was like, it's that whole message of De Niro was the better guy for her, but because this guy had her, treated her like shit or had her when she was nobody, she just attached herself to loyalty to her. And that the downfall of a great man is always a woman. Like you see these things, you know what I'm saying? Like Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? Like you see these things in these movies. The Departed, you're going into the story, and the more you watch it, the more you're like, yo, I didn't realize how dangerous Leonardo DiCaprio's character was.
Oh yeah.
Or how dangerous he was in, like how much danger he was in. And then you see everybody's fucked up, and then it's like, oh, this guy meant, this guy was good and blah, blah, blah. Renaissance Man, you get to see someone who, like, you go on the journey of him capturing the students and shit, right? But Endgame or Infinity War, you get to see them fail.
Yeah.
You get to see gods, geniuses, the strongest beings in the world fail. You know what I'm saying? And Endgame is like the beginning of Rocky 3. You got out of a rut. Everything's fantastic. You're high on life. And like Tom Hanks likes to say, this too shall pass. And life hit him in the face. But life hit them harder in the face with Thanos' fist.
Yeah. But you see how that shows it though? That vulnerability that we finally get to see.
Yeah.
And that's something I feel like, again, it shows. And even if it's in a different kind of cinematic universe, it's still what cinema resembles on, of seeing an emotion like that. But
this is where I would beg the difference. Like, you don't need to see the other movies, because this is the story that everyone knows. Like, Endgame, you failed.
Yeah.
I mean, Infinity War, you failed. Endgame, now you have to get over the past to save the future. And what I mean by that is Robert Downey Jr. had to forgive his father for not being there because he was having a kid. Thor had to his mom had to basically like, yo, it's okay. You're not perfect. He had to forgive himself for not killing Thanos and allowing the snap. Cap had to make the choice. Would I have given up my life for this shit again, or would I have stayed with Becky? I mean, with Betty. You know what I'm saying? Hulk. I have to embrace. Bruce Banner has to embrace the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like Ant-Man is trapped. Ant-Man is like, yo, I'm living in the now because there is no. I don't know what the fuck happened. For me, it was 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And Hawkeye, he lost. Like, this is now he has to get over the fact that he lost his family, and that showed him that was the only thing keeping him together because he was a demon. He was a monster without his family, and then he had to get over that when he got his family back and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of fucking.
One thing I will point out: the shit you said with Tony Stark. If you don't watch Endgame, or if you don't watch Infinity War before that, or Civil War before that, the shit you said about him with his father does not come through if you only watch Endgame.
This is why I'm putting that as a pair.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying that.
What up, Nikki?
Just coming in and only watching that movie, and again, I'm only talking about that movie.
Yeah,
you only watch that movie, it doesn't hit as hard as it does for anybody else who watched all of it.
But the story's still told.
But not the specifically with Iron Man, not the shit with his father. I didn't know. You would never know anything about him and his father in that movie. That's not brought up. That connection's only made when you watch the other movie.
Yeah, but it's still, you still feel it.
Oh no, yeah, but
this wasn't a scene where he's just talking to a random guy and you had to know that was his fault. Like, you knew something was going on. Madam Web was better than Endgame. All right, you're gonna have to go home. Go home and think about what you just said, Nikki.
Yo,
I didn't even see Madam Web, and I can tell you're full of shit.
Yo, wow. The tea. What is the tea that you're drinking? Are you drinking Long Island iced teas? Before
Nah,
you commented that
she's drinking. She's drinking straight meth.
Again, I have not even seen
it. Arizona.
Movie,
where was it? The Rock said it was Arizona.
What?
Go smoke some crack. What was it?
I think it was Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken.
One of them shits. I just gotta yo, you did. You come in here speaking that yin yang on a day like today. It ain't International Women's Day anymore.
Oh my god.
Shit. Madam Web.
Nah, but we're just fucking with you, Nikki. Thank you so much for coming through. But no, there is certain things that, again, if you're not a huge fan of the whole cinematic universe, you might miss certain nuances, certain little things there. But a lot of it, that emotion is still, no matter if you've seen one, if you've seen all fucking 100 of them, you'll still be able to at least get something out of it. You might not understand the full part of it, but I feel like you can still get certain things.
I don't know. I'm just speaking from my experience, from myself personally.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Cap picking up the hammer, if I didn't have 30 years of reading comics and seeing him do it before behind that moment, like that's the reason why that moment had me sitting at the edge of my chair, muttering to myself, trying to will the movie to make him pick up that fucking hammer.
Oh, of course, yeah. And again, that is the thing for us, that we've watched all this and we've been. This is why those moments were like, holy shit! But like him finally fucking saying the line.
My point being is, certain things, regardless if we think they should win awards or not, certain things, like especially Endgame, supersede an Oscar.
True.
But I don't think the fact that you watch other movies to get this one should negate it from winning an award.
I think it should.
No, because
if the majority of your audience, or if a good portion of your audience has to do 20 years of work to get the full brunt of what you're watching, why would that be considered the best movie of the? Why would that win the Oscar for the best movie if the full 100% brevity of it is hinged on you consuming other shit?
Because for the same reason that most of these movies that win the Oscar, you got to withstand 3 hours of torture.
That's not true. Most best picture.
I was in fucking agony yesterday watching Oppenheimer. I literally was on my fucking phone watching the shit before while it was on the TV.
Okay, that is
There
one.
There was a fucking town built for the smartest motherfuckers in the world to build the H-bomb, and not one science shit was said. They told a lot of plans on how to fucking drop it on the Nazis and on the Japs, but no other smart shit was said.
Yeah,
and then you find out it's a trial.
Where's Oppenheimer?
Amazon. No, it's on Peacock. It's on Peacock.
All right, I gotta watch it. Because since I already have the prior knowledge of what to expect from the movie, I gotta see what it is.
See, but now I gotta read a book before I fucking watch the movie.
My knowledge of the movie came from watching the trailer itself, not from 40 other fucking things.
Nikki, we're all from New York. We're from the Bronx and raised from the Brooklyn.
It is simply Brooklyn. You do not.
You pronounce it the Brooklyn. That's how it's pronounced.
And I'm from a fictional place that has not been named yet.
I have to watch it. I've still not seen it. I've heard mixed reviews on it. I've heard the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Yeah, but I definitely want to give it a watch. I just know it's a long movie. That's it.
Yeah, it's a very long movie.
Yeah,
like Batman shit. You know what's crazy?
It's Christopher Nolan. Every movie,
but you know what? You know what's crazy though?
What?
The Batman movie I cannot watch fully. I can't get past the first ending. Once the first ending happens, I don't give a shit about what happens in the stadium.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
because that should have been the ending. We now know it's like you could have ended it here. It would have been fine.
Yeah, like
you need the extra.
We saw Batman 1 and the beginning of 2, and I was like, all right, part 2 sucks. Like you should have just ended it with 1. This would have been a good one.
It's like 1 and then 1.5.
Yeah.
And then if you see that fucking deleted scene with the Joker, it's like there's the 2. Like we got 1.5 and 2.
Which even that wasn't the fucking Joker that I know.
That was I like what they're doing though. It's giving us like very different takes on the villains, just so it's not like the carbon copy.
But do you know that the Joker specifically has built in different versions of himself?
No, I get it. But here's my thing though. This has always been my thing. If you're gonna make a movie based on a character, then make the character based on what you that's like going around and go, you know what? I'm gonna make a movie about wrestling. The main character is gonna be Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's gonna have a mullet. He's gonna wear pants that has Jake the Snake's wife's face on the backside and the Intercontinental title on the front side. It's gonna happen in 2024, and he's gonna win the inaugural Olympic gold medal. And you sit there and you go, that's not wrestling or Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's more like Ravishing Rick Rude. No. This is a different take on it, and everything's all right now. Oh, I get it. Cool. But at one point, wait, no. Before you start justifying shit, this is my analogy. Well, at one point in WCW, he had hair. It makes sense. So now we have to accept the fact that Ravishing Rick Stone Cold Steve Austin is wrestling in 2024 for the gold medal. Because that's how far-fetched these characters are. The Batman, you gave me a fucking BSM. What is it, leather niggas? What are the leather? The BSMDs, the BDMS.
BDSM.
Yes, you gave me a leather BDMS motherfucker rapist, and you called him the fucking Riddler. That's not the Riddler. No. The best part of that movie was fucking Commissioner Gordon. I don't. The Catwoman just takes a cup of milk when her best friend is kidnapped by a gangster that's willing to kill her. I can't get past this.
This has been the one thing since the movie came out that Toe is just like it's been the why the fuck is she drinking milk when her friend like sometimes you just need a glass of milk, man.
He's supposed to be the best detective in the world, can't detect shit.
Hey, he was able to find there was a missing panel on the floor.
There was a thumbnail.
Yeah, there was something there.
He wasn't even able to find that until the cop told him, that's for carpets, right? Fuck out of here. This is for carpets?
Don't forget the penguin had to translate in Spanish what the fuck it said.
Yeah.
El rata. The rat.
You know what's funny? As a non-Spanish speaking Spanish person, to hear La Rata and just for the dude to be like, yeah, the rat. Even I was like, no shit. Like, what else could that have been? The umbrella? Like,
it was the plane. Toe yaps? What you trying to say? Wait.
This is a podcast. Like,
but why is yaps capitalized and not the T in toe? Huh? You see how I spell it here? Capitalize that.
It's the emphasis on the talking.
That's right.
Which is the one time I'll defend Toe talking because it is a podcast. Gotta talk, unfortunately.
And to answer the question that was asked before by Nikki, Mark Hamill is the best Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that.
That's he plays the voice of Joker in the animated series. Which Mark Hamill said he is not doing the Joker anymore.
I'm excited.
Yeah, because Kevin Conroy is no longer with us.
But I think in Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 1, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill played the Joker and Batman in that's like their last thing they did before he passed. I just wanted to stir the pot.
When is that coming to HBO Max?
What?
I don't know.
What the fuck is the point of HBO Max if we're not gonna be able to watch any of the fucking shit they do?
Crisis on Infinite Earth coming to Max. Part 1 streaming release date rumors. Just fucking give me the goddamn day. Oh shit. Just fucking give it a day. Infinite Earth Part 1 was released on home media on digital January 9, 2024. Beautiful. When is it coming? If the same pattern is followed with Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, it can be out early April.
Good to know.
So we have no idea, is basically what we're saying.
Basically.
So here's a question for you, Ray.
It should be out when it airs.
While Toe is looking that up, because we mentioned it in the little rundown we gave.
Cool.
We saw the image. We had that whole talk about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've seen the trailer, what are your thoughts on the Crow? The remake, the reboot, the reimagining, the re-envisioning.
Yeah, okay. So, but let's break it down. To me now, it is a new take on the Crow because this isn't like hey, we're gonna try to do it again. No. This is a whole different take on it. Two, I love the song choice for the for the trailer. Song was great, gave nice emotion to it. Why did this feel like this is John Wick meets the Crow?
That's what everybody's been saying.
Like when Toe, I had to rewatch it a few times, and I think it was Toe and Lay that agreed that it was like John Wick esque, and now the consensus has been that, and I see it because it's like The Crow had a little bit of action, and it was the love story, it was the grittiness, it was that grunginess to it, but this was like we're gonna amp up the action to like 100, and for some reason, yeah, he's just gonna take bullets and be like, and walk through.
I mean, that's kind of what he.
No, yeah, but it just to me it felt like this was a little more like, again, it's also a trailer, so they could just want to showcase that a little more, just to again get you invested into it. I'm still keeping hopes up. I will probably end up seeing it because it looks like it's gonna be a good movie. I already saw the amount of just hate it got because people are gonna hate it no matter what, because they want to keep the original to have its meaning, you know? Like they're gonna go against it even if it is good, they're gonna say it's shit. Like but I liked it. I like the idea of the story again is similar to what the original was. I want to see what happens. I want to see how the full film looks. And the look of him, though, it's still going to be I guess it's a different interpretation. We've seen comic versions. We've seen that there is a look that we've seen of this version of the Crow. It's just not the Crow we were used to. So we're going to have to get used to that. But overall, I am hopeful, but I won't say I'm a fan fully yet, if that makes sense.
Okay. Hopeful but skeptical.
Very. Which I feel like that's gonna be with most films anyway. Like I try to now just not go into expecting much anyway, just so I don't get my hopes up. But at the same time with this one, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to go in with a negative mindset on it. I just want to be hopeful that hopefully it beats expectation, you know?
All right.
What was your thoughts on it, Cap? Did you also enjoy the song? Because that's the only thing I could give the very most positive.
Actually, no, I don't like that song at all.
Oh, damn. Well, there we go. That was the only positive thing I could say about the trail.
So I sat up here, right? I am not a hypocrite at all. I sat up here and I gave a rousing fucking rah-rah about how this doesn't need to be a shot-for-shot remake. They just need to capture a very specific thing that the first one did. Because it's all about emotionality and it's blah, blah. I already said all that shit. And I stand here right now and I have to say, Abbas, the devil stood and felt how awful goodness was. And I say that because in the original comic book and the original movie in 1994, Eric and Shelley were the epitome of goodness. And to have them get ripped out of this world, that in and of itself was just cause for the Crow to bring Eric back for vengeance a year later. That's what drives the fact that you want this dude to rise up and avenge. Now, that's what I was looking for in this trailer. And in this trailer, they're either in a mental institution when they were standing in the yard with the pink shirts, or a drug rehab. Now, if it's a mental institution, that's fine. That I can work with because everybody's, you got problems, other shit, blah, blah, blah. Shit. Give me 1 second. Hold on. My dog's crying. That normally means my name got called.
Yeah, got for fucking bid.
Oh.
Never understood this shit. But yeah, I as a movie I liked it, but just
Yeah.
like he was saying, it's just for the premise of the original movie,
Yeah.
a heinous thing happened to good people.
Yeah.
And this was a way to set shit right, because that ain't right.
Yeah.
Now, what we're looking at is people that ain't really that good people, and she saw something that she shouldn't have saw, and they killed her. Where in the other one, they tortured her, and she spent like 72 hours in the hospital on her deathbed. Like
Yeah.
them trying to save her and shit like that. Like, so it was one of those. It's one of those things where it's like, this is the part of the movie that we're not getting, or we haven't seen here.
Yeah.
Also, like I said in the chat,
Yeah.
Brandon Lee has this innocence to him, where even though he's the Crow, and even though he has to set shit right, you can still see in him that he's a good person. Like, he still wants to make sure that the girl is safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't always rain. Like, it's still like he has to kill the other people that tortured him and his wife, but it's still, there's a reluctance to it until he gets to the main guy.
Yeah.
Like, you're the real one. I got to get my revenge on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an innocence that Brandon Lee naturally pursues. Like, he just exudes that natural innocence of a good human being. Where this guy, at best, you're gonna know that he loves this woman. I'm not saying he's a bad actor.
Yeah.
It's just there's something when it comes down to the original story that's missing here.
Again, it's I can see that, but it's also a trailer. So I want to hope as we get to actually see the film, we get to see a little bit more of that, hopefully.
Well,
But
like I was saying, my thoughts echo what Toe was saying there. Like I said, if it's a mental institution, okay. But what leads me to believe that it is a drug rehab is the fact that in the bathtub, he asked her point blank, "What's the worst thing you've ever done?" That automatically pulls, like, why? It pulls me out of sometimes something so horrendous happens that a crow brings you back from the dead. It says it in the trailer. But the horrendous, the whole meaning behind the book, as I was saying last week, is the horrendousness that happened was for the author, his goodness, his humanity, his life, his love was ripped away without cause. If they're in the drug rehab and you're asking questions like, "What's the worst thing you've ever done?" Yeah, you guys could fall in love, and losing her sucks, and dying that way sucks, and you want to get revenge. Cool. But me personally, I'm not. Come on, dog. I'm not. Why am I behind you?
yeah.
Now, with that being said, if I look, see again, I was looking for that one specific thing. Because now, if I look at this in the terms of what they tried to do with City of Angels, because City of Angels was a sequel / kind of like, well, shit, we gotta try to get somebody who looks similar, try to redo what we did with the first one. Shit. If I look at it through that lens, the action is kind of cool. It's brutal. there's actually more when he goes into that realm. That's the shit that was missing from the first movie. That's in the comics, because in the comics he's on a train and he's visited by the Skull Cowboy, who ushers him through and gives him little tidbits of knowledge of him coming. He's back on Earth, and he's in the thing. He's having memories of Shelley, then he comes back because he doesn't get it right the first time. So that shit is more accurate to the comic book, even though it's not 100%, it's closer. So from that aspect, I'm on board.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The way he has his makeup done, the black underneath with the line and the thing, that to me looks cool. I don't give a shit about his tattoos. Just that look right there in motion.
Yeah.
Look fucking dope.
I wasn't mad at this look.
But the main thing that I was hoping for, and when I gave my whole fucking dissertation last week, at this moment, because I don't know 100%, is missing. So I got to reserve full judgment on it until we actually see this thing.
Yeah. That's why, again, I'm keeping the hopefulness of it, because till we get to see the actual full breakdown of it all and see, I want to be hopeful. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, because I feel like no matter what, we're gonna go into this movie wanting to hate it from the get go.
Yeah.
I want to be hopeful, but at the same time, I'm like, it's
You know what it is?
I'm actually going for a different. I'm not gonna go into it wanting to hate it or hating it. I'm actually going into it as with okay, show me something to like about you.
You know what it is? I think what needs to happen, because Lay said that he gets John Wick from it, right? And John Wick, the original one, was basically, John Wick was a bad person, but his wife was the best part of him.
Yep.
His wife was the complete opposite. His wife was a saint, but his wife was taken away from him. And the last thing that his wife did was give him something to hold on to, something that was also perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like the goodness. And someone took that away from him. And now he needs to get revenge and get his catharticism out on the people who killed the dog for his wife, right? Where you can connect with that, because it's like, all right, someone was taken from, like a good person was taken. We all can relate to that.
Yeah.
Now in The Crow, it was good people. Bad shit happened to good people, and we're giving you a chance to make it right. In this one, if it's not going to be that, then it could be he was the good person. She was the one trying to redeem herself. And in the mix of redeeming herself, she got tortured and punished. But he didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say he was a good guy that was just, in there because he wasn't mentally right or whatever the case may be, right? Let's just say. And he didn't deserve to see the love of his life be tortured and killed and all that other shit, barring her past. Like, it doesn't matter what her past, like, he didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And then they go, we're going to let you make this right because the wrong was done to you. You know what I'm saying?
If that's the case, we'll see. There's also one other thing that I want to point at, but it was in the trailer, and then somebody pointed it out because it had skipped me, even though the line is clear as day when I went back and saw it. There is a line where that dude in Purgatory tells Eric, if you do this, or something to the effect of, there is a way to bring her back. And that also gives me pause. Because that's not the fucking point. And I know this is somebody else's reimagining of the story. But you can reimagine the story without losing the core. The core point of the story is to get over the loss and work your way through it and get that cathartic release.
It's supposed to be grief.
72 hours of pain. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, it's supposed to be grief instead of, well, now there's a happy ending. It's like, no, there should be no happy ending to this.
Fighting to bring her back. Like, you're still dead, my dude. Like,
yeah.
And let's see if that even fucking stays, because that's going to be the interesting part of this. Just like, oh, they get to live again. Like, wait, no.
Unless it's one of those things of you need to motivate this man with something other than, hey, they killed you, you get to go back and kill them. So you dangle that in front of them. Because, if you're going to reimagine it, we do a pie in the sky theory. Let's go fucking crazy. No. Where in the original one, the crow brings somebody back because it was unjust and unfair and needed to be. But let's do in this one. This is all just bullshit, and we need to balance the other powers. Just need to balance the books. No. Hey, they took you out, but we need to get back. Hey, we can bring your girl back. Go kill these motherfuckers for us.
Maybe she went to hell, and she can come back to purgatory to be judged, but they need somebody to replace her. Because if he's gonna go back and fight for her soul, then that's a different story. Then I'm coming back to life.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I would hope that's what it is, because again, it kind of defeats the whole.
Again, the thing, here's the reason that gives me pause, because the thing that brought this up, was not like people like us who saw the thing and broke it down and did a podcast. It was a news site who just went, oh. We spoke with the director. We saw the line. They're rewriting the crow, the crow mythology, and he's fighting to get her back.
Yeah,
because we also see, he comes back pretty much immediately. It's not a year later.
Yeah, because the dude's like, I killed you.
Yeah, he comes back in the room with the dude who had shot him.
Yeah, it was instantly. It was like, whoa.
Which is another weird departure.
Yeah. And the town doesn't look so fucked up. Like in The Crow, that town looked like you didn't want to be there. There was no part of that town you wanted to be in.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like that entire town was a project. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit was on fire. People were getting jumped in broad daylight. It was always raining. This shit, you went to City Hall. You went to a mansion. Like, this is a good part of town you over here shooting up.
Yeah.
You know, like, in the original Crow, cops don't come here. We got free reign.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But that's... Right now, it's a nitpick, but it's still like, you gonna call it The Crow.
Yo, like I said, I hate sounding or being mistaken for being hypocritical, but I was hoping that one thing would remain, and I have not seen that one thing. So, at the moment, I gotta call a spade. I'm gonna watch it because we're gonna have to. But this isn't I'm gonna run out because I want to now.
Yeah. When is the release date again? Do we have a release date on this, or is it
I got you right now.
I think in the trailer it just says coming soon or some shit.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be this year.
Got you.
June 7th.
Okay. So not too too distant of a future, but not like next week either. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as we're doing this, my cousin, funny enough, just sent me something very interesting. They just released some X-Men 50-year pops. So
Funko Pop?
yeah. Can you see? Hold on, my glare is gonna be too fucking much. Hold on, 1 second. Let me know if you can see that.
Yeah, we got RoboCop, Cowboy, a ring light.
There you go.
There you go.
Old Man
Logan,
Weapon X, Wolverine, and Wolverine with the mask. Nice. Yeah. Now, here's my question. What the fuck is the difference between those Funkos and the other Funkos of the exact same fucking thing?
The sticker. To be real with you, the sticker. Because I can...
Damon.
I could probably... Yeah, I'm looking at it. I have the 80-year Marvel version of the fucking Wolverine. And it's the same fucking Funko. But that sticker makes it totally different.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm still gonna probably buy it. That's the funny thing. I'm probably still gonna fucking buy it.
Yo, bro, I never got into Funkos. I don't.
I unfortunately got into it too much. That I've calmed down though. I think the last few that I've actually bought were the Power Ranger ones because, as you guys have seen, I'm a Power Ranger mark. But
really, I'd have never thought. I didn't even think you knew what the Power Rangers were.
Word.
Nah, man. What's a Zordon? I don't know what Zordon is.
Well, yo, you know, I could tell you. So Zordon he's on a chair. Zord is on a chair.
Okay.
That's why you only see his head, because when he video zooms in, he's on the toilet and he's just
Zordon is Swahili for show.
So that's why we never see him.
Yeah.
Nah, he's there all the time.
Speaking of that, would you want a part 2 to the remake of Power Rangers that they did?
No, I want them to redo that. Honestly, I would love for them to. I want grittier Power Rangers, but don't lose the essence of Power Rangers in a sense. Like that was, you kind of just went left with that. Like go a little more to this, go a little more to the middle. We want grittier, but we don't want you to just be like fuck Power Rangers in a sense. Like
don't want Krispy Kreme donuts.
Like I want the Bat in the Sun style version of Power Rangers because they've done good like fan films of it. Give me that. That's what we need.
But not that bad acting shit that they did in the reunion.
No. I don't want it to this is the thing. And it sucks because it's like it was cool to see the original cast. It was cool to see them put on the suit again, all that good stuff. It's still having that kiddish, like we're gonna make it kind of corny. No, let us have actual actors do it this time and give us grittier Power Rangers. Like make it dark because now everyone that is gonna be a fan of the Power Rangers is older now. We can handle R-rated fucking Power Rangers.
Zordon is a condom brand.
Got you, Krill. I would have never knew.
Yeah, because he doesn't wear condoms.
Yo, see, that's funny until you hear the phrase 5 teenagers with attitudes.
Why you think they got attitudes? No, but yeah, did you ever see that short film that they released on YouTube? It was like maybe 7 minutes long, where the Red Ranger the Green Ranger was killing all the Red Rangers or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was the Lord Draken thing they did.
Yeah, like that, I would be dope.
They have Jason David Frank is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the teaser because they wanted to see would fans be more toned to wanting a grittier Power Rangers, And the comic, bro, they did a whole fucking Lord Draken comic where he's killing Power Rangers. And people were in it. People loved the idea of darker Power Rangers. So there is a fan base there. It just, you need the right acting and you need the right, like, just frame for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they'll ever give the budget for it because it's unfortunate. It hasn't been proven to be box office sellable because even the original the original movie for it and the Turbo movie were not profitable at all. So I think they're going to be less likely to want to be like, yeah, let's throw money at Power Rangers than they are.
Yeah.
Let's throw money at Blade. You know
that Turbo movie sucked.
which one?
The Turbo one is the one where they were ninjas for a second, right?
Turbo. No. That was the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
That was the Ooze.
Yeah, that was
So
still
the original one was with Ivan Ooze.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the second one, they were ninjas. Or were they ninjas in the first
No, the
one?
second one was with the cars or some shit. Right?
Yeah, they were ninjas in that Ivan Ooze one.
They had to unlock the new power of the ninja.
But that's the one that sucked. That was fucking trash.
You know what's bad is because they do that movie, right? And that's how they supposedly get those ninja powers. They redo it on the show, and it's not even half to what they did in the movie. It's like, what was the point? Like,
Yeah.
what was the point of this? Like, why?
And the crazy shit is like the movie wasn't too bad. The last one they did.
The
It wasn't
Netflix
that
one?
bad. Huh?
The Netflix one?
Yeah. No. The one
The
where
one they did in the theater.
Oh,
Where
the
Becky
theater one.
G was
Okay. No, I it wasn't bad to me. It's just like
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't enough Power Ranger.
Yeah.
That felt like if it was powers given to kids.
I just
Like
thought it
that's
was
the closest you're gonna get to fucking if Transformers were run by humans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, legit. And to me, it was just colorful fucking Iron Man suits because that's what it
Yeah.
looked like. It was like, oh, cool. This is what Iron Man would look like in rainbow colors.
You know what's funny? I think that movie was decent. The only problem was Rita Repulsa was in a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody forgot to tell her what the tone of the movie she was in was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't remember her ever looking for gold.
And, well, she wasn't looking for gold. She was looking for a fucking Krispy Kreme.
No. She was collecting gold to build Goldar so she could go to the fucking Krispy Kreme and get whatever the fuck she needed.
Who would have known the secret to evil is just some Krispy Kreme donuts?
Yeah.
Damn.
But here's the thing though. Putting Billy on the spectrum is a clever way of showing why he's intelligent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I mean,
I'll give it that they put out very somewhat taboo conversations to just here's the
everyone
highlight.
else's backstory was just straight up fucking lazy.
Yeah.
The yellow one was lesbian. The pink one was just a girl that that showed pictures to somebody and her pictures got leaked. Ooh, that's called living in the fucking 90s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, and then the Asian one, his mom is sick, so we don't, because mom is sick, we don't go to school. We hang out at the train station.
No, wasn't he
You know
trying
what I'm
to
saying?
get money for the team or for his family?
He was, but
whatever
he was
he
at
was
the train
doing.
station.
Yeah, whatever he was doing, he was trying to make sure it's to be able to help his mom and be able to help the family and all that.
Yeah, but I think it would have been. They need to go deeper into just the basics of the movie.
Yeah.
Like they really need to go into this shit. Like it almost might have been better if they made a Voltron movie instead of for a Power Rangers movie.
Hey, you better hush your mouth. They don't. Hollywood, forget what he just said.
It's coming.
We already have Voltron. He's perfect. They turned him into a car already. That was kind of dumb. Netflix did a fucking reboot, which was fucking great. Until they found out that one of the characters was gay. Who gives a shit? It's a cartoon. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. That's the one property where if I hear they're doing a Voltron movie, I'll be outside of the theater protesting.
1, 2, 3, 4. Leave Voltron out the door. 1, 2.
No, but all right. So
1, 2, 3, 6. Leave Voltron on Netflix. 1, 2, 3, 6.
Speaking of Netflix, Xmen '97. We got to get into it before we get off
That's
there.
a weird transition.
Yo,
Also, it's not gonna be on Netflix though. Ain't it gonna be on Disney?
That's what I'm saying. Before it becomes on Netflix, we got to get to the Disney Plus shit.
I got you.
That's tomorrow, right? Or tomorrow is the
Tomorrow's the day. I don't know when. They normally drop the shit at fucking 9 at night, but this is a cartoon. They might drop it in the morning. It might be out now. Who the fuck knows?
Someone check the Disney Plus.
So I saw at least one review. They did a screening where they showed the first 2 episodes, and the reviewers that I watched, one of them was an avid fan who seen every single episode like we did of the original cartoon, and one of them was a person who has knowledge of the comics and some of the original show, but is not heavily steeped in the lore. Definitely. They both highly recommend it. They both say it was great. They both sang the praises of it. So
did they have an issue with Rogue though?
No.
Okay. I had to make the joke because that apparently has been like the social media outcry.
Yeah, but the 2 people I watch are actual human adults who don't give a shit about a cartoon drawing.
Okay.
But all right, so they showed the trailer to this during Monday Night Raw, or at least for my signal Monday Night Raw.
No, yeah, same.
And I'm watching, and I'm like, they look like the 90s version of these characters.
Yep.
But things are different. Storm's hair is different. Rogue's face is different. The color, like the detail in the muscles, not there. It almost seems like they made this at 720p and they're upscaling it to 1080p or the 4K, so it almost looks kind of fakeish. Maybe that's just for the trailer or whatever, but there was something around it was like, this seems a little off.
I think it's the animation style. Because there's that scene right before where Cyclops says, X-Men to me, where it looks like his hair's moving, but it looks like his hair's moving on one layer, his skull is on a different layer, like they layered it instead of drawing it all in one.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna kibosh it just off of that, but it didn't feel like it used to be. You know, it's like someone else is making grandma's food, and it don't taste exactly like the way grandma made it.
Well, you heard what they said though. They had a fucking hard time with the budget, the original creators, with the animation style, so they probably try to make it look as close as possible, but also had to simplify it a little bit more.
It's working with wanting to make it look better, but then still trying to keep the authenticity of it, which it's like, I can imagine that's even more expensive to try to do. Like, let's upscale, but keep it classic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's always going to be the ever changing, because if not, people will complain of like, oh, this doesn't even look like the old school version. But if it's legit just the old school version, oh, it's 2024. You can upscale it a bit, make it look better. Then it's like, so what do you want? You know?
Yeah.
It's a never win. It's a never win scenario. And I feel like they tried to make it again as modern with keeping the they wanted to keep it modern, but have that nostalgia of it. That's like, oh man, this gives you that. I remember watching this back in the day. I remember So Saturday morning cartoons, having my bowl of cereal, and being able to watch X-Men. You know.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking forward to it tomorrow when it comes out. I'm gonna do just like I used to, watch that and then just immediately watch an episode of Power Rangers. Because by the time X-Men would come on, Power Rangers would be right after for the channels I used to watch. So, perfect time.
They were both on the same channel for us. They're both on channel 5 for us.
Yeah, I was trying to 5. Yeah.
The shit that I'd had to switch to is Superhuman Samurais.
And
shit.
what was the give me the power of a helicopter.
Oh, Centurions.
Yeah, Centurions and shit.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, the old school cartoons where anything was possible, and they made it realistic.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so a little bit more on the dude who was fired. Still nothing official, but now it's going around that he got fired because he had an OnlyFans account that was non-nude, but deemed extremely disturbing and creepy. So I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
That is alarming when you're writing a child's program. Especially after the release of this documentary this past week.
Which one?
The one about the Dan Schneider one. The Nickelodeon one that they talked about, that they released all the stories about what happened in Nickelodeon and all that stuff.
What? When was this?
It got released on. It's all on Max. It's a 4-part documentary.
Shit.
What's the name? You don't know, right?
Oh, one second.
Kids' Choice Awards.
Oh man. One second.
Quiet on the Set. Dark Side of Kids TV.
Yes, there you go. This is on HBO Max.
Jesus Christ. There's nothing in this world that's fucking... You know what? Maybe that's what the fucking Crow's reflecting. Where back in the 90s, we had shit that was like, oh no, this is the way the world's supposed to work. But nowadays, everything's fucking deplorable. So now the new Crow is like, well, fuck it. We don't need good in the world. It just, this dude got fucked over, so let's get our get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be based off of the Powers of 10 and House of X storyline. What you want to give us the nuance of the Powers of 10 storyline, Cap?
Out of everything in this world, the X-Men is what I know the least about.
Cool.
But the House of X.
But the House of X, I know. That one I know. That's the oh no, House of M I know. House of X, I don't have no clue.
Yeah, I feel like House of M is the one that most people know. House of X.
Yeah, dude.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, we could do that because, dude, for anybody who doesn't know, everybody who's watching us should know, but in Marvel Comics, it's always been Marvel heroes, the X-Men. They've always been two almost separate entities within the same universe. So I know a little bit about some original shit, but I'm not very well versed on them because that's a completely separate fucking universe. Basically, to almost everything else that happened.
In House of X, Charles Xavier reveals his master plan for mutant kind, one that will bring mutants out of humankind's shadows and into the light once more. Meanwhile, Powers of X reveals mutant kind's secret history, changing the way you look at every X-Men story before and after.
What?
Oh, okay.
So the house of that Xavier built, like, because I got the plot for the, I guess, part 1 through 10.
Okay, there you go.
It like, so because that it sounds crazy, but This one, just the part one, the house that Xavier built. Several ambassadors arrive at the Jerusalem habitat, responding to a telepathic message sent by Charles Xavier to recognize a new sovereign nation of mutants called Krakoa.
Krakoa.
Krakoa, okay. It's
That- in the comics,
Krakoa.
Say
Krakoa.
yeah, Krakoa.
Okay. The
That's what it is in the
ambassadors are
comics.
met by the newly appointed Krakoan ambassador Magneto. That's the first part.
Shit, they just did a whole run for the X-Men about Krakoa and shit like that. And funny enough, Captain Krakoa was part of the new Avengers shit. Turned out to be the evil Steve Rogers, who was Hydra.
Mm.
And now Miss Marvel is now taking up her X-Men code name as Captain Krakoa. As trying to pay homage to Krakoa that took her in when they found out she was a mutant and helped her out, and blah blah blah.
Gotcha.
Shit. Do you think? Now here goes the pie in the sky theory for the MCU.
Gotcha.
Do you think that Kamala Khan is going to be a part of the X-Men, and that because she's friends with Miss Marvel, that's how one way or another they're going to connect Miss Marvel to Rogue, so Rogue can get her powers?
I mean, that's one way to fucking do it.
It's gonna be a bit of a stretch, but I could see it.
I mean, no more of a stretch than Miss Marvel trying to be a fucking surrogate mom to Rogue and her fucking
Touche.
like what
Touche,
actually
touche,
happens in the
touche.
comics. Like,
Touche. But I'm just saying now to adapt it here, to adapt it a bit. But again, we've seen stranger things happen, so we shall see.
I'm just hoping that the one review I saw is correct. I haven't seen any other. Yeah, I'm tired of coming up here and just like, guys, it wasn't good. I don't know what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I miss the days where we could come in here and be like, guys, watch it. It's fucking amazing.
Me too.
Same. Like having something that's a little more like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Then hopefully this works.
Our old episode's going to be shown at once, so it's going to be a weekly thing.
I think it's going to be weekly. Yeah.
Okay.
10 weeks. Because
we're getting 2 tomorrow, right? I think it's
So,
2 tomorrow, and then it's
9 weeks.
weekly after that. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think it's 2 tomorrow, and then it's the next one.
Shit. So that would make it 8 weeks then, because there'd be only 8 episodes left.
Shit, yeah. So there you go. Just enough time for it to be like in order for the next.
Just enough
project to be
time for Agatha to come up. Oh no, the next one would be the Acolyte then, which the trailer to the Acolyte came out. Looked pretty dope. I've been highly anticipating this. This is one of my highly anticipated Star Wars shows. Trailer looked all right. The action looked pretty cool. Everybody's pointing out the obvious because Carrie Ann Fisher's in it, the actress who played Trinity, and because the Matrix did some shit that kind of looked like the Force but better. And now this one is using martial arts and the Force, which is something that should have been fucking done since the beginning. Because why the fuck would you not develop a fight style using the Force? Now everybody's saying that this looks like the Matrix. But anyway, I'm hyped for it. It looks all right.
I did not get to see the trailer yet, so I want to see that to see how it's gonna be.
Right after this, go ahead and watch, man, because that's another one that I would love to come back and be like, no, guys, seriously, watch it.
Rebel Moon 2 just came on. I just saw the trailer for that. I didn't hear anything, but It seems like it's actually got more action in it than the first one. Did you see the first one?
I saw it after you guys told me to check it out.
What were your thoughts? I don't think we got your thoughts on.
I see his take on the universe. Don't think I was a fan too much of it from what I remember because it was been a while since I watched it. But,
that seems to be the consensus with everybody.
Yeah,
I haven't heard one positive review, and this is from people who actually like Zack Snyder's shit.
I know, and that's the thing. I usually do. Like, as much as it was a long 8-hour day to watch. I was a fan of the Snyder version of it, of DC. But when it comes to this, I see what he was going for, but it just feels like we're gonna try to do Star Wars in the same style I like to film DC, like just gritty. What if I like to make? Yeah. What I am hopeful for, and I'm positive looking into it, is Thursday going to see Ghostbusters. Because I've only heard positive reviews so far. So I'm hoping it stays that way.
Wait, Ghostbusters is already coming out?
It's coming out on Thursday.
Yep. Really? Comes out Thursday night.
Troa Barton, what's going on?
Yo.
Which is funny, I get a $5 Adam ticket to go see Ghostbusters. So I might go watch it on Thursday morning. Ray.
I'm gonna make sure I mute the chat till I watch this movie.
I typed Xmen 97 on you guys.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey, well, we just gave our little bit of thoughts on it. Just to recap, because I know you're just jumping in here real quick. I saw a review. People saying that it was pretty good. We have high hopes for it.
Yep.
Yo, I'm not gonna.
Good.
The trailer that we saw got me hyped. You know, when he's like X-Men to me, it did like this is now Scott Stummer's taking over the team, like he pretty much was already taking over the team, and then we get to see them without Professor X, and then Magneto comes in. There's a dynamic. There's always been a dynamic in X-Men. The cartoons of our day treated us like adults, and I hope we get that same vibe.
Yeah. Dude, come back next week after we watch, when it comes out tomorrow, we're going to review it, so come back here. Also, if you got some time to kill, check up on our past videos. We actually interviewed the original creators of the original X-Men from back in the day, the Lee Walls.
That was a dope. It's on YouTube. So we simulcast on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, X, all those sites. We're the same name on all of them. We're on YouTube. So if you want to check out that interview, you can go on our YouTube channel. It's up there. Don't know about the Acolyte. It looks kind of cheesy. Yo, not for nothing. That shit got me hyped because this is a Star Wars movie based off of Jedis that were not told to us. Like, there's not one Jedi in here that's like, okay, here goes Luke or here goes Darth Vader or something. Who?
Yoda's in it.
Well, I mean, that's Yoda though. You know what I'm saying? We don't know much about Yoda. Like I'm just saying, like, we get to see Trinity and all these other people do different things with the fucking Force. Like, I saw a red fucking lightsaber go through trees, and I'm like, who is this? Who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm heavily for give me new people with some awesome shit, because there's so many different stories about different Jedis that had different powers and different shit that just got me hyped. Like, I want to see that. Like, there's a Jedi that was the best Jedi, and then the Sith kidnapped him and turned him to the dark side, and then the Jedi kidnapped him and turned him back to the light, and he broke mentally, and he was half light, half dark, and he was so badass that the Jedi and the Sith had to team up to fight this fucking guy to erase his memory.
Yeah.
It's like, it was like, yo, I want to see that. I want to see that motherfucker. Like, this guy, there was one Jedi that went so far into the dark side that his lightsaber can turn people into the dark side. Like the only person that can handle his lightsaber, I think, is the female Yoda. Because she's so into the light that she can't be turned into the dark. Like that's one of the weapons that are held in the Jedi tomb. What is it? The Jedi tower, the temple that's guarded by the guardians. Who guards the
temple guards?
The temple guards. But we think that that's who that guy was in Ahsoka. That was with the other girl, the one that was hunting Ahsoka. We thought he was a temple guard, and you saw how badass he was. Like, I want to see these motherfuckers. Like, I don't want to keep hearing about these badass motherfuckers. I want to see them. I want to see the badass motherfucker. I want to see the man who whooped Mike Larry's ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. What's going on, Shu?
Larry. What's going on, Shu?
But yeah, with the X-Men, I want to see something fresh. But I also kind of want to get that nostalgia. I want it to be
fresh but familiar.
You know something? I want the X-Men to be something completely new, but familiar.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want like
that's hard to pull off.
You go on vacation, right? You go to we went to Puerto Rico. I ain't never been there before, but it felt like home. That's what I want. I've never been on this journey with the X-Men, but it feels like this is where I belong.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee once we hear dun 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 dun, once we hear the fucking theme, once we hear the voices, the voice actors, because most of them will come back, not all of them, but most of them come back.
It's gonna feel that nostalgia. It's like,
yeah.
This is what we're looking for.
Late Night with Devil comes out on Friday. What's that?
Oh, that's I don't know if it's a horror movie or some sort of movie.
In 1977, a live television broadcast goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil into the nation's living room. I'm good.
What the fuck they do? A seance or some shit? Like,
no.
You know, fuck it. This guy, if you saw him, like, all right, I know who this is, but I can't give you his name.
But you talking about the actor in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the dude who played Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And he was the Russian guy in Ant-Man.
Yes.
Okay, now I know what you're talking.
He also does the voice of that jelly person. I have holes.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
Tagging show so you can finish the story. We finish at 11.
Yeah, we're about to give you guys the on that note.
And how am I supposed to tag you in if you're not even here?
Yeah, there's no way to. You gotta be in position in order.
Yeah.
You don't have the tag rope show. We can't.
How much longer are you gonna be on? Tag me in, because he's hoping that we're gonna be on for another hour, so that way in 45 minutes he can pop up.
Nah, man. Unfortunately,
yeah.
Show. Hopefully you're here tomorrow for the sports show. If not,
word. And then be here next week because we're watching X-Men. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. I'm gonna ruin Ghostbusters for Ray on Thursday.
He's not. I will be in the chat.
I got your number.